Hello guys, so today we're continuing with our modeling. So I'm going to be modeling the pants, and I was just showing the original version I came up with. I'm just going to try and recreate it. So another cylinder as usual. This one will be, there's going to be a lot more tweaking, and you will notice that some things were not lining up properly, so I had to change the shape of the pants a little bit just to make it work properly as well. Again, absolutely the same process where I'm just extruding a whole bunch of things, and I think I'm just using the pen tool maybe once or twice. And you will notice that with this one I'm going to be working in my subdivision mode quite a bit, just because it's easier for me to see the shape that I will be getting out of this particular piece of clothing in the end. Also, I haven't really decided about the middle part connecting the pants and the torso just yet. I know there is some sort of a skirt on top of the pants, and I was also thinking that there might be another skirt beneath that one, and that one is combined with the pants. Potentially I can just fake a lot of this with modeling, so I might be doing that. I haven't decided, as I've mentioned before. So probably we're gonna end up with whatever I think looks better on the character. Might be something completely different. So for you, because you've spent a significant amount of time working on your character turnarounds, it should be a little bit easier. I actually created this one quite quickly because I didn't have time to properly think about it. That's why I'm running quite a lot of problems really with the turnaround. So that's why it's quite important to actually have a little bit of time and think about what you will be creating. I think apart from that, the process is quite simple. You will notice later on that I will be adding a supporting edge, or probably two supporting edges at least, and trying to see what they make this model look like, because I want to have quite a hard fold on that part that I'm tweaking at the moment. And that's why I will be adding another edge to it later on. So now we'll be just trying to extrude that bottom half of the pants. You will notice that I took quite a lot of time tweaking that bottom part, and sometimes I stop looking at my reference and I just go around the model trying to think about I guess human shapes, because she is somewhat humanoid character. So I want to make sure that I'm actually showing this off in my model as well. So you will notice that I will be changing a lot of things, just trying to make them look a little bit more rounder in some areas. So I might be tweaking the same part over and over again, which will happen to you quite a lot, especially if you're kind of a perfectionist like myself. I noticed that I didn't like the volume on that part, so I thought that it was looking a little bit too off to me, so I decided to kind of push it inwards so there is not that much of a bulge in that area. And this is where I started to add those supporting edges. You will see that I'm using the modeling toolkit, which is just on your right side, so you should be able to find it there as well. And I'm using that, it's quite hard to see at the moment, I think it's called transform constraint, and I'm constraining the vertices to the edges, so it means that I can move them freely and they will be snapped to the edges they're sitting on. So it's quite useful sometimes when you don't want to move things around too much and you want to have a little bit more control over what you're creating. So as you can see, I'm starting to get that nice line. I wasn't happy with the line at the back for quite a long time, so I kept tweaking it over and over again. A lot of the shading you see now will be kind of changed with the texturing later on, so a lot of those areas that I'm not liking at the moment, I will be able to fix them with textures. I think I will also go for something that will look quite probably like comic style in a way. So I really want to just use flat colors, and I want to try and paint the shadows in myself instead of relying on shadows coming from the render. That's one of the techniques I quite like, just painting in the shadows and the lights. So I can still get a little bit of shading coming from the light setup in Maya, but I also want to have that control over the textures myself, so I will be just painting that information in. When I think of it, it's quite an interesting shape for the pens. If you ask me how it's actually holding up that way, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I think there might be some sort of a construction inside there which holds its shape. And I was thinking that it might be a part of her, maybe showing off her status or something like that. So that will be kind of part of why she's wearing this type of clothing. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure that the bottom part of the pants and the top part of the shoes, I guess, have the same shape, so that it looks quite nice when both models are smoothed, or when I put them into the smooth preview mode. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to snap the bottom vertices to that cylinder, which is proving a little bit difficult, so because there's a lot of edges on that cylinder at the bottom, so Maya is confused as to what I'm snapping together, but it sort of worked out pretty well in the end. And from here on, there's just going to be a lot more tweaking, so I don't really want to discuss that much. I will be combining the right side and the left side of the pens later on, and just adding a little bit more shape to the back of the character as well. So feel free to keep watching. This will end with me kind of finishing off the pens, and in the next video, hopefully we will move on to potentially the shirt of the character. I will be leaving the hard parts like the face and the hands till the very end, because I'm still not entirely sure as to what I want my character to look like. The turnaround doesn't give me that much information right now, so I think I will be struggling with the face for quite some time. That's why I'm just leaving it till the very end when I'm finished with everything else, and it means that I can spend as much time on it as I want to.